Hey everyone, welcome back to Toy Review Thursday, and this week I'm going to be reviewing a toy line from the future, the far, far future, a future of Robo Force. Now, what's Robo Force, you might be asking yourself? Well, there are these toys from the future that are here to control the world. They're here to force their will on you and take over your existence as you know it. So let's take a look at this awesome toy line and see what Robo Force is all about.
Alright, so let's take a look at Robo Force. This is one of my most favorite but unknown toy lines ever. This is an excerpt of all the different characters you can get from the 1980s. And this is a commercial of the Robo Force line. Max Steel's Robo Force. Gotta love how it's just his. It's nobody else's. So.
Volgar the Destroyer, Coptor the Enforcer, each sold separate.
But they look so silly waving their little weapons around with their flexible arms, and they're really neat. They like suction cup to surfaces and stuff. So here we have the actual Robo Force, Max Steel, the leader, Coptor, the Enforcer, Sentinel, the Protector, Wrecker, the Demolisher, Blazer, he's adept in other things, and Soda, the creator of all the Robo Force life forms. And now onto the Cult of Dread, hun-dred, the Conqueror, Enemy, the Enemy, no, he's the Dictator, and Cruel, the Detonator. Good God, don't get next to him or he'll explode. Vulgar, well, he just curses a lot. And Nazgar, oh, we can't use the N-word here. So here's some vehicles and playsets you'll find for each one of them. We have the Fortress of Steel, which, no shit, what else would it be made of? The Robo Cruiser, and the Command Patroller. And the sad old Cult of Dread only gets the Dread Crawler, which looks surprisingly like the Robo Cruiser. And now there was a movie called The Revenge of Nazgar that came out, where it was produced by Ruby Spears Productions, and Dr. Fury, who was a famous scientist, was captured by hun-dred because they wanted to put human brains inside robots. That makes about as much sense as anything that came out of the 1980s. So here's my little collection here of the Robo Force action figures and the Dread Crawler. Now I really love these figures and just this whole toy line in general. It's just so over the top, so campy, so goofy. The very 1950s kind of style of like Lost in Space, boxy robots. So Robo Force was originally created by Ideal in 1984. The line was revived in 2013 by Toyfinity, who now holds the rights to it now. And this is Coptor here. You can see he has flexible arms like all of them, and he has his propeller blade on top. There's a button on the back of each of the Robo Force figures that you can move their arms back and forth so they can, fight with each other. He's missing his accessories, unfortunately. And here I have Cruel. He's one of my favorite Robo Force guys. He just really, really looks like, the Dictator, like what he... well, I'm sorry, he's the Detonator. Got him a little confused there, but he looks like a Dictator, though. He has that purple and pink, really badly coordinated evil villain suit, and like those giant like boxing glove mitts. They look like those gloves that your mom used to make you wear when you went out in the snow. But now all the Robo Force figures have suction cups on them. And they're really cool because even after 30 years ago, even after 30 years or so, they don't work quite as well as they used to. But with a little water, you can get them to stick onto, surfaces and stuff. Now this is the Dread Crawler here. This has a very, very unique way of working. You see it has the two guns that are mounted on the front. It's missing a few more of the guns also on the front. They just broke off over time. And you have the claw there that's big enough to grip and capture another Robo Force figure. But the way that this vehicle and the way that the Robo Cruiser vehicle works is that there's a little tube on the back of the vehicle, and you blow into that, yeah, right here, that's where there's a balloon, and it'll push that little pipe all the way up to let you know the balloon's full. And once it runs out of air, that's when the motor shuts off. So really unconventional and just like really neat, like really showcasing the creativity, behind the toy line. And here again, I have Enemy, and he has a little chest plate that flips down. Now those guns are hard mounted; you can't remove them, but he would have other accessories normally in his chest plate. Now you also had some unreleased figures that never came out for the Robo Force line. For the good guys, you had Tiltor, Opticon, Ripper, Mark Fury, and Dina Strong. Now, Mark Fury and Dina Strong were figures that were planned to be released from the movie The Revenge of Nazgar. In the Cult of Dread, you had Plundor, Fangar, Arsenal, and Nazgar. Now, there were some prototypes of each that were released. I don't know why Nazgar was never released, because he was actually, the main villain. The vehicles that were supposed to be released, too, were the Triad 3-way attack vehicle and the Trans-Blaster laser lift cannon. So you can see here that this guy here, he has his full accessories on the front. You flip up his little head, and he has a gun up there where you could interchange other accessories as well. Overall, I think the Robo Force is a neat and often overlooked toy line, but I just think it's a lot of fun. The characters and the vehicles look really great, and they're just really cool to collect for. So, if you ever see some of these out at a convention or anything like that, I definitely highly recommend picking up anything from the Robo Force line.